I'm sorry. Oh gosh. I just sent the invite. All right. What's Brandon's on? I don't see him here. Badum. Badum, badum. Okay. No, it should be good. Thanks though.
Audio check.
Both like this. Jarvis, how you doing?
I'm like, man, come to ready, like to stand up.
This is so when somebody has buy a camera, can give them the stand. But nobody ever get to buy one yet.
Christmas present.
Yeah, all right, Christmas present, where is it? What is that for my gift? No,
Talking about one.
Oh yeah, that was big of a
Oh, sorry. I thought that was weird because I normally could just put this in easily. I got this. Thank you.
I was about to say.
I know.
Yeah, you know, working at Delta and whatnot. Yeah. I was gonna fly American instead.
We're
Not necessary.
You know, I was going to.
You know what happened as I'm pulling out the Christmas decoration? I'm finding stuff. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I was looking for that for like a year, just here.
Rodney!
Oh, Rodney!
He's sharp.
Are you getting snow, Rodney?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Did you also play in the
I'm
snow?
snowed in for a few days.
You're snowed in?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Come on, man, it's just snow.
It's
Yeah.
just snow.
No, it's not hard.
You should be telling us something.
I don't think we did.
I probably can't see it anymore, but
Oh.
Oh, yes, we can.
Whoa, that's it? The snow's gone there, boy.
yeah.
You better go out there and shake some hands.
If there are any hands to shake, can they drive in the snow up there?
No. They like George.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I think Rodney has lived in Florida Ronnie, how long have you been in Carolina for? 2 months?
3 months. Yep.
3 months? Yeah, don't drive in the snow.
No,
In 3 months, they have a hurricane, they have a snowstorm. Dang.
yep. I don't know. A lot going on.
What?
There's gonna be a thunderstorm named Rodney.
20 legs?
Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
No, you will have 20 legs.
Young man.
Hey, Jonathan.
Jonathan, are you getting snow too, Jonathan?
No.
No, actually, I was just there. I know you're not getting snow.
You were just here.
I was in Fairfax.
You were in Fairfax?
Yeah.
What kind? Okay.
Where is that?
Used to go to YouTube and go to the house.
It's really like 30 minutes from now.
No way! I didn't know that. I thought you lived in Virginia.
Or Essentials is best.
Fairfax, Virginia?
Just 'cause that's
No,
what-
you lived in. Oh, I was in Washington. I flew into Dallas.
Yeah.
That's what. Never mind.
That's where.
Oh, my-
Nothing. Jonathan and I are having a fight.
You forced me to make Debbie my new favorite.
Yesterday. Oh, yeah? That's why they don't get so nice and clear and bright. This computer. We get an iPhone 10? I don't know.
Ronnie, did you get the iPhone?
Oh, it does look really clear, but I don't know if that's too pro.
I got the 10R.
Ooh, is it the red one? Did you get the red one?
No, I got black.
Oh, you should have the red one.
Computer? I think it's big.
The red
Oh.
one's on back loaded.
Brand new phone, still the same features.
Cool. It's not cool. It's so cool. It's like Christmas. Jonathan said it all the same. Jonathan, don't play.
You're just a hater.
That's for the dark that has an Android, which
You said dork? No, a guy, Mom.
Oh my God.
Damn.
We can't say that to Agent Jonathan.
So about this food y'all eating though.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, we
yeah.
have a party for somebody who didn't come.
Good thing we don't have it on record.
Hey, Kenneth, it is on record actually.
Huh?
It's on live.
It's not broadcasting yet.
I hope not.
Show you the food then, right?
Stop talking. Show you the food.
They wouldn't care.
And I meant the baby.
I know, the poor baby.
Yeah.
We were wanting him to come really bad.
I know.
Mommy has to make up for making him cry. Music and all.
Yeah. She made him try so bad.
He decided not to tell.
Yeah.
I know that his Brandon turned around his Swaggoodies.
Yeah.
His Swaggoodies. So the car was shaking. Yeah, because he knows the car. Like him, man. Yeah, he knows the car.
Plus the roads are wet.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I want to
That's so
And that's a long way for Tobias to go and drop them back.
No.
Wait, wait, where do you live?
Stone Mountain.
Oh.
It's right on the mountain.
Where? That's far. Not by Yankee. Where do you live, Tobias?
Barnesville, below Green.
Barnesville. You live where
Barnesville?
Barnesville from.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where that is. Miss Carol's laughing. Miss Carol's like, you don't want to claim that.
Below her.
Right below her.
After you pass Griffin, South of Griffin, you go to Mansfield.
I
We
don't
go
know
in
any of
there
them.
and there one time for
Yeah, and we did a
one guy
plan
to
there.
you,
Yeah.
big guy. I
Uh-huh.
think even they get registered. In Mansfield?
The white guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big guy. Yeah. Man, that's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
He was from Boston.
Because a lot of Caterpillar people work it out.
Definitely.
Butts County and all of those places.
That's where I'm from.
I don't remember what I'm there, but. So I know.
Yeah, health challenge. We had a lot of health challenges.
Oh, wow. What county is Mansfield?
Very nice guy. Lamar.
Lamar. That's south of Butts.
You're the Lamar County?
But it's Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia has one of the most amount of
Counties, I
counties.
know. I don't even know half of them. Quarter of them.
There's so many of them.
It's too many.
I know Fulton and I know Stockbridge. I mean, what
Okay,
county? Henry.
Apparently you don't.
What is that?
Jasmine's just mad.
What is that?
He said apparently you don't know.
Is it?
fine.
Nadia, could you bring me some more of that rice and beans and that fried chicken?
Pace has been cancelled.
Well, because of snow?
Because of food.
Oh, I gotta send Brandon things. I think it's Brandon BT.
We still have pizza. Oh, thank you. Oh, we don't have cheese. I have cheese. Thank you. When did Dexter's coming? Too much food. Y'all gotta eat. I love you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, the too.
Pure white water. Tan water.
More here. I was waiting to go back to finish so I could refill it.
Oh, shoot, I think I sent you one.
Oh, bruschetta? Let's see, is that please?
Yeah. Yeah, they're sapphires. Nolan.
What? What did she say?
We don't.
Talking about Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, I know, right? She knows what I'm saying.
Roderick, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
I just looked at Jonathan's picture and I saw his mouth was mouth fork going like this. like if he's talking. Can't hear anything. Where's my phone? It just is really good. I love those. Yeah. That's my favorite. Diane, sparkling cocktail, a sparkling water, cocktail cocktail parties. Little things. Oh yeah. Who's that? Roderick.
Hey,
Hey, I'm here. That's not a
all right.
Hi.
What's the schedule for today? Brandon and Crystal doing? Oh, I guess
They were doing a book
from this
and streaming, I think.
Again?
No, Tobias is doing book streaming.
What
Tobias is doing something.
No, he's not.
I didn't get my message.
Just book of the month.
Yeah, somebody's doing that. I thought I saw Tobias doing this book.
Oh, well, they can do it from the video, I guess. Or
Are they on?
they will be getting on, right?
I don't know.
Brandon.
If not, then somebody else can do it.
Yeah. What is it that they have to do?
Yes, sir. Thanks, man.
Who's the host? Rodney?
Rodney.
Yep.
Rodney, are you the host?
Yep. Ready when y'all are.
Can you type out the agenda on the sidebar?
Okay. Give me a minute.
And then we'll bring it up here.
Okay, here then. Are you doing something? Can I? I need a paragraph. What? I don't know.
So it'll come up.
I don't know what. It's a research paper. You do research.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying. Okay, I need you, listen. I need you to write one personal statement.
Got in the crystal ghetto.
Right.
Good, you know, just running from another event. Sorry, it's
What'd you say? I said you can know all the question.
That's right.
Yeah, today. God is in town and everybody's in town. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, just a lot of running. But it's cool. I meet everyone.
My part, you do it on yours. Oh.
Yeah. Definitely running better than one of this.
Those dogs are calling. Something very good.
Can you put some more heat?
More?
I put it up. No, yeah, you need more alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
right.
He's last time concerns everyone wear a military top. And on the boots too. I had on my tie, I had on the
So where did you get the pants from?
the
Okay. Because it's illegal for non.
yeah, after the it's like a cycle they go on. So they have a new type one now.
Yeah.
So I could wear them because the next step came in the US now. Yeah.
Sorry?
Is it just
Good question. Yeah, I think the camouflage attire is just illegal. It's cool. Right?
My country is not just illegal.
It's not. They beat you. Yes, I'm thinking this here too.
Yeah, I know. I actually thought video though. Before you asked me.
Yeah, because it's serious.
Yes.
He said the beat you. They don't beat you. They just take it from you. You have right there. Yeah. But that's good though. That's why you get
And they thought that I even defined the video inclusive.
Brandon is something.
Brandon can't eat cupcakes. Yes, he can.
Brandon can eat cupcakes. And I got chocolate and vanilla because I didn't know which one was his favorite.
And you want a candle? I'll eat one of each for him.
And then we put the candle that says one.
Well, it was also Brandon's birthday, right?
Brandon.
Or it's after him.
I don't know.
It passed.
All right, so there's the schedule, everybody.
Rod.
Book of the month, Tobias, Crystal streaming, so they're on. Okay.
She's on.
Tobias, you're doing the book of the month.
Book of the month?
Yeah.
Or book, sorry.
Book that you read lately that have impacted you.
Okay. Just 5 minutes. Do you got it?
Well, what?
No, do you have it under control?
You have it under control?
Are you okay?
I'll win.
Okay, say you're gonna win it.
That's not what we like to hear.
He can win it.
Okay.
He's winnable.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting started.
All right, Rod.
You ready?
Good.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Good evening. Oh, Roger, are you gonna record broadcast?
Okay.
Good to go.
Yes, we're gonna right.
You?
No, he asked if you're going to record. That's what Rodney was asking that.
Oh, yes, Rodney, we're good to go.
Yeah, are you gonna start the broadcast?
Yes, I started just now.
Okay, good to go. All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Rodney Wilson, software engineer by background, and also blessed to be a part of this great mentorship program. Today, you're in for a real treat because we're actually gonna do process and system experience, right? So that's what Pase stands for. So we're just gonna go through our experiences throughout the mentorship program and a little bit of, you know. So the first part of Pace is actually going to be the product video, because within our mentorship program, we leverage a supplier that gives us great products. So we just want to educate you on some of those products. And this product line is going to be artistry today. So I'm going to let Roderick take it away with the video.
Awesome.
All right, let me share my screen here.
And Roderick also share to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there should be a button there for you to share to everyone. That way it pops up.
It's here. Ah.
Yeah. Google, man. Google phone, you know?
It represents everyone. You see that my phone represents everyone in top?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it.
Sweet.
I like those things.
You minimize that screen.
That's what you call a negative feedback.
Okay, can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, enlarge it.
Awesome.
And you can take off the people at the bottom. It's the little square, little blue square on the left at the top of the screen.
Hi there, I'm Artistry Master Skin Health Educator Michelle D'Allard with an exciting skincare experience, the Artistry Ultimate 10-Minute Facial. This dermatology-inspired professional facial is so easy, you can do it in the comfort of your very own home. Inside this beautiful box is an exquisite spa-like experience that will rejuvenate the appearance of your skin with our most youth-renewing skincare formulas. To prove just how easy and effective the ultimate 10-minute facial is, I've asked Michaela to demonstrate. Are you ready to get started? Absolutely. In just 3 steps, cleanse, treat, moisturize, your skin will be smoother, more radiant, and younger looking. In this first step, cleanse your skin. Because this is the ultimate facial, we're using our most premium anti-aging cleanser, Artistry Advanced Creamy Foam Cleanser. Squeeze a dime-sized drop of cleanser onto the Artistry Massaging Facial Cleansing Brush. This exclusive brush is another perk of this premium gift set. Gently massage in a circular motion across your entire face. As it foams, this luxurious cleanser sweeps away your makeup and impurities while hydrating and conditioning with Artistry patented oat extract. Rinse thoroughly and pat dry. Your face is now properly prepared to receive the optimal benefits of the ultimate facial. The gentle yet effective Artistry Intensive Skincare Renewing Peel delivers benefits comparable to a professional chemical peel, which can cost up to $350 at the dermatologist. Pump 8 drops of the renewing peel into the palm of your hand. Use your fingertips to apply a thin layer across the entire face. You'll notice how light and refreshing the renewing peel feels. After 8 minutes, you'll be amazed by the radiance. Thanks to our breakthrough mushroom enzyme, the renewing peel adapts to your skin's individual pH and knows precisely when to turn itself off. Notice that there is no tone step since toner changes your skin's pH. After 8 minutes, it's time to rinse your face thoroughly and pat dry. Michaela, you look radiant. How does your skin feel?
My skin feels so much softer and smoother.
And that's what we hear all of the time. The Ultimate Facial provides nothing less than the ultimate skincare innovation, Artistry Cream Luxury. This revolutionary moisturizer helps your skin act up to 15 years younger. It re-energizes skin with cardiolipin, an ingredient so rare that it's worth more than its weight in gold. Pump a pea-sized drop of Cream Luxury onto your fingertips. Gently smooth in a circular motion, moving upward and outward across the entire face. Now, really massage it in. We want to defy that gravity. Michaela, doesn't that feel indulgent?
Mm-hmm.
And the results are astonishing. That's everything. It really is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Remember that all step-by-step instructions are conveniently included on the box. The Ultimate Facial is ideal twice a week. If you'd like to make it part of your skincare routine, and I highly recommend that you do, your Amway independent business owner will be happy to order full-size products of all 3 formulas. You deserve it.
That's it for the video.
Awesome.
Make sure that's
All right. All right. So that was the product portion. Now we want to get into the experience. That was actually an awesome video. We got a crash course on how to do a full facial in just a few minutes. I've never seen that video, so I learned a lot there. But now I just want to extend or open the floor to anybody that has a recent experience with artistry. I've seen some great things got released recently, such as the Artistry Magnon and also the Artistry Studio stuff. So any recent experiences as far as customers or anybody try anything new that was like, wow, as far as artistry products?
I'd like to, nobody will go, but I'd like to talk about basically the new colors that have come out. Artistry just came out with, actually they revamped the whole line when it comes to the cosmetics, because now we have highlighters, we have, it's called Artistry Studios, and basically it is for the younger generation now. Everyone is into highlighting and all these different things that we never had before. But of course now they came out with a whole new line and it is amazing. Anya, did you want to talk about it, Anya? I'll just have Anya say a quick word, because Anya's been using them all and having a good time doing it, and she's actually created clients from that by just people just looking at her face and complimenting her. So go ahead.
Yes. So basically they have a bunch of new products that they never used to have before, and the makeup community is just like expanding, and they have a bunch of new products like highlighter and bronzer, and so Artistry is keeping up, and they have a bunch of new palettes geared towards different skin tones, and they have highlighters, and they have bronzers and eyeshadows and eye pens and eyeliners and what was it?
All the colors.
The lip colors, and it's like really, really, really beautiful. The highlights are really shiny. It's like everything that it needs to be. So it's great. I always get compliments on my makeup because it's great. Like the highlights, that's what people notice the most is my highlight, and it's because the artistry highlight is really great. So yeah.
Okay. Basically, it is actually very pigmented. All the new colors. It is actually named after the New York Fashion Week. So a lot of the colors are like red apple or big apple, different colors that is more geared towards the New York Fashion Week. But it is definitely, if you haven't looked into it, it is a big seller for people looking to purchase. And of course, the app is there where you can use the app to show people what the product looked like on their skin. And of course, they have the new artistry serum that just came out. And Miss Marge was talking about it at the open meeting that at her place where she goes for yoga, the ladies there, of course, nobody wears makeup when you go to yoga. And then they look at Marge. Now, Marge is 72 years old. And if you see Marge's skin, it is amazing. It's very firm, she has no loose skin, no sagging, nothing going on her face. And so the ladies ask her, what do you use? And she's thinking to herself, oh my God, I thought you'd never ask. But, and then of course she brings out the artistry, the vitamin C with Valium. And it's now called a serum, and she actually pour it into the, kind of mix it together for one of the ladies who wanted her to buy it. So she said, what I did is I said to the lady, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it for you. So everyone was looking as she's doing it. She says, I felt like a little scientist trying to, put this all together. And of course, when she was done with it, the lady, she said, you only have 30 days to use it because of course the vitamin C only have a shelf life of 30 days. So for people who said, well, it didn't work, if you look in their, closet or whatever, you'll probably still find it after 30 days. So which means they haven't used it up because it finishes in 30 days. And she said right there, she got 2 or 3 orders for people who just wanted to buy it because of the, see, show and tell type of thing. And she was really excited. So that's about it.
Awesome. To ask there that you see how Anya got compliments out in the field. How does she convert those compliments into maybe a contact or a future sale?
Anya, come. She'll talk. Hold on.
Okay.
Girl from Candy.
I'm back. So one time we were at KMG, which is a suit shop, and the lady who was checking us out was like, oh my God, I love your makeup. And I was just like, oh, thanks. Because I get those compliments all the time. And my mom like butted in. She was like, oh, she's a makeup consultant. And then I was like, well, I wouldn't take it that far. But so like, she was like, oh, really? Let me get your Instagram and all that stuff. And I was like, I don't have like a separate Instagram for like makeup or whatever. So I just gave her my actual Instagram. And she added me right away. And then like in the future, she like didn't message me, but it's because she wanted me to be part of whatever she was doing. Whatever. My friends though, there's like the people who you should talk to the most because they like trust your opinion and all that stuff. So for me, I always we had a beauty break recently, and I invited my friend and I did her makeup, and at first I did her facial care, and I had like a mask on her. And then my mom did the sand machine and all that stuff. And it was like really exciting because it's like a whole spa experience. And then after I did her makeup, and like everyone was complimenting her on like how great her makeup looks. And it's just because the products are great. And then after that, we gave her some samples to take home. And she was just telling us like how much she loves it and she's going to order it and all this stuff. So it's just great.
I guess the moral of the story is use your products. Don't leave home without it.
It would be the same way as if you were drinking in excess or you know, using your
Absolutely.
products. Same way you would translate it over to making a sale.
Guys can wear makeup as well.
Exchanging numbers, promoting your product. Nowadays it's
The
social
bloggers,
media.
the bloggers.
Yes, guys do wear makeup as well, but it's more geared to the millennial girls. And so exchanging social media is also a big way too.
Absolutely. And if you are, and I've told Anya this, you know, if you're into makeup and, you know, you can do these, because these bloggers, that's all they do is blog on different makeup products that they use. So I told her, you know, make an Instagram page just for that. And, you know, when people ask you, you know, you can give them your Instagram page and you can communicate with them through that. So
Also, one last thing for you guys who don't know, just for if you need credibility when promoting your products, there are a couple of celebrities who do promote and use artistry, as well as makeup bloggers, YouTube bloggers. If you're promoting to young girls, they know who these people are. Artistry just came out with a video on the new makeup line with a beauty blogger. Her name is Juicy Star 07, which to everybody who knows and watches makeup tutorials is a big deal. So it adds credibility to the products, obviously, that we're promoting, but it also shows that you're not, you know, there's a big community out there.
awesome.
Awesome. Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa Palmer,
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. Okay. Cool. So there we go. We got credibility all around with our products. Anybody else with any artistry experiences? Even the guys, artistry unknown.
Oh, well, artistry, man, is the best of the best, man. I mean, that's the makeup I use.
Yeah.
I shave with it anytime. I shave with it, and I use the serum. I have to hide the serum from Andrea because I said, "How come this finished so quick?" And she says, "Look, I don't touch your products." I say, "You don't mind if I hide it, then, do you?" So, because she made a comment once that the men artistry serum is better than the woman, I'm like, oh. But anyway, we have fun with it, and I absolutely love it. And as we said earlier, you're not buying products, you're investing in points.
Right.
And the points have to come with products. You know, if you get that, you understand that when you do that, then others can duplicate your investment. So I will not use Walmart. Did you guys see the posting where Walmart is the richest family in the world? $151 billion. Yeah. Why am I going to go to Walmart and give them any more money? Forget about it. Anyway, that's mine. that's my weekly rant. That's your thing.
It's humble opinion.
Saying it in a very gentle voice.
Awesome. Great artistry experiences there. We'll keep the pace lineup moving. We're gonna go to Georgia, the other part of Georgia, to Crystal for streaming. Crystal, are you there? I see Brandon there. If you're on, you can unmute.
I think he's trying to.
Probably.
Hello?
There you go.
Hi,
I didn't know that I was doing streaming.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I was saying I didn't know that I was doing streaming.
Oh, I got you.
I mean, I can do streaming because I've been listening to a stream.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
That's a nice stream.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the stream that I was listening to was a combination stream of, it was talking about, let me look back what the name of the stream is. I'm sorry, I didn't know that I was doing stream, but I'm pulling up my stuff right now.
Yeah. Crystal, it's okay. I will do the streaming. It's fine. It's okay.
Can't hear you.
I said it's okay. I'll do the streaming. You can pick it up the next week. So I'm sorry that you weren't aware that you had to do it. So it's okay. All right. So I will do the streaming.
Crystal, turn it over to Nova.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have actually, I've been listening to a lot of streaming. So I'll talk about the recent one that we just listened to, the standing order of the week, which was Angelo and Claudia Nardoni, and it was a conference, FED conference. And a lot of you, I know when you came back from that conference, you did say how much you enjoyed Claudia's talk. And of course, when I listened to it again, it was a wonderful speech. I mean, her whole talk was just great. But what she talked about was, I don't care what people think of me. You know, she, you know, most of the time we spend so much energy on keeping ourselves concerned of what people think or what they would think if they knew this, what it, you know. And she says, honestly, the freedom to be able to not care is what she experienced through this business, and not caring what people think. And she says, you like my hair? And then everybody was like, you know, yeah, we love you. She goes, well, I don't really care, you know. And it was so funny because, and her point was that she was trying to prove is that the freedom of not being so concerned about what people think of you at all, because most of the time people don't really care, you know. So understand that. And of course, Angelo was incredible. But the streaming that I wanted to touch a little bit upon was our upline stream. Sanjeev and Shauna's, yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. They did all you need to know about process.
Process basics.
Right. Basically, yeah, the process basics. And what I liked about what Sanjeev talked about, and actually I like the whole CD, but what I liked about it is that how he went ahead and defined, you know, as we read that book, John Maxwell, the 2.0, a different level of leadership. What he explained in there about the level of leadership is just amazing, you know, because when you read it in the book and as he translated towards the business, it just made a whole lot more sense. So if you haven't listened to that streaming, please do. It's incredible. It's good to hear our uplines. You know, they are on the cutting edge. As you hear them talk, you can understand that. And just the whole package was an incredible stream. So that's something that you listen to at least once a week outside of your standing order. So
not to mention my name.
Oh, and of course, Kamsa said he mentioned my name. So, but anyway, just get excited, guys. Streaming is an incredible tool. If you haven't used, you know, if you're not on the streaming, it's like candy every Monday. It's like, oh my God, what is it going to be this week? You know, we got really excited. A couple weeks ago was Durso's talk from FED. And I remember when we were sitting there way up on the top listening to Charlie Durso, it just made so much more sense. And I love the streaming because when you listen back to them, there's so much you missed the first time, you know? So when you listen back to them, you get a whole lot more out of it. And, it is the subscription program that you want to subscribe to, because the streamings are unbelievable. I mean, I listen to the ones that are on our standing order, or if they're like, for example, Kevin and Beth Bell wasn't on our standing order, but it's an incredible streaming that was done in I think it was the FED in Memphis. And him and Beth Bell did an amazing talk on process. So it is incredible. And here's my husband.
No, I just want to add, like Nadia was talking about getting other lines of sponsorship, streaming or CDs. You know, what we would do, or even any diamonds or whoever that is in the process, like Sanjeev, whatever process streaming or CDs come out, you need to get it. You understand? As simple as that. You use whatever they're talking about. But I want to tell you something about Sanjeev. Sanjeev, I know Sanjeev for a very long time. Did you hear what he said? He said, Compton just said that this is a wave. If you miss this now, are you going to wait for the book, Business of the 22nd Century? Right? Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Sanjeev was talking directly to me. Right? That's how we sent some messages. Basically now, since I thought that I cannot wait for the book Business of the 22nd Century, means that I gotta do what I said in this right now. You understand? That's the message there. You know? And so I just want to let you know that part of it. You know?
Awesome.
Compton and Nadia for stepping in there and doing streaming. Y'all also got mentioned in the recent Kumar stream, the Get in the Zone, Kumar and Anjali, when he talked about not knowing you guys and not having the Florida team developing. Anyway, I just thought I was freaking out because he mentioned y'all name from stage.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving right along, we're gonna get into the other part of Pace, which is our book of the month. Our brother Tobias in Georgia. Are you Come on, let's clap.
Tobias. Hello, friends. All friends here and far. How you doing? Well, as of today, I'll be doing a book, as you heard, and it will be What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Hemstetter.
That's Compton's favorite.
Yeah. Well, I got to go in then. Well, this is a very powerful book, man, for a number of reasons, because there is so much power in the tongue that we have no idea. And a lot of people cannot achieve things that they want in life because pretty much they down themselves. They talk down themselves instead of building themselves up. You know, you have quite a few affirmations that you could speak instead of using the word can't. You could say I am, you know, I will, or I never. Those are like strong affirmations words to determine, you know, the frequency that you're resonating on in your life. And in the book, it speaks of, you know, 5 key components, you know, and understanding the manifestation of the tongue and the programming that we have been subjected to throughout our lives ever since an infant. Like, we have been overloaded with so much programming that we don't even have no idea subconsciously, you know. And so what we have to do when we become conscious of that, you know, that fact, we then have to reprogram ourselves, you know, in order to direct ourselves on the road that we want to travel. And so here are 5 things from the book. It says programming creates beliefs. That's number 1. 2, beliefs create attitude. 3, attitude creates feelings. 4, feelings determine actions. 5, actions create results. But it all starts where? In the mind. You know, so what we have to do, it doesn't matter. You know, they can speak of when you're in the shower, taking a shower, you can create the vibrations that you want throughout your day by building yourself up, telling today is a great day. You know, I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling powerful. You may feel sick, but you may say, I'm well. I'm going to be well today or whatnot. And just speaking to yourself, you know, automatically you start feeling a tingle with inside yourself. You know, this is something I've been practicing for myself because, you know, prior I was a negative, you know, somewhat negative individual as far as how I, you know, looked at myself, because I'll be my worst critic sometimes. I'll be like, man, I can never do this, or I can't do that. So me trying to become a productive businessman, I can't use those words. I have to trash that, you know, and I speak of what I want to be, where I'm going to be, you know, as if it's already so. And so that's the advice that I'm giving to everyone near and far. Thank you. Have a great day.
Wasn't that awesome? You know, you actually spoke something that I was going to come up here and ask you that if before the business and reading these books, if this was, did you used to think that way, or not a negative? Did you used to think like a positive way you're thinking now and speaking like the way you're speaking?
No, like, you know, like I say, the words I would use were way different now because, you know, I didn't know that I was really tearing myself down by saying what I can't do instead of what I can do, what I am doing, what I will do, what I will accomplish, you know. Those are key affirmations. So that's what I'm learning to master myself through the affirmation that I speak into existence.
Wonderful, man. I look at you and listen to you, and you can see the changes in you.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes,
we're
sir.
very proud of you, man.
So awesome stuff there. In our mentorship program, coaches and mentors, they usually mention or recommend reading on a daily basis, and we can tell that Tobias is making it happen, reading on a daily basis, because we can see the improvements in him, just as Compton said. So very proud of you. Keep staying plugged into the mentorship program, reading and growing. The next thing that we're going to go into is our huddle part of our Pace experience. So the topic for today for the huddle is the launch and 30-day core run. So any recent launches or anybody in the 30-day core run or anybody about to start the 30-day core run.
Some people who have just finished the 30-day core run.
And those that just finished as well, who went through the 30-day core run. We want to huddle on the experiences there. Well, pretty much just to break it down, launching is at the point where you already went through the process and now you're good to go. You got your offer call and now you're at the launch process. Now, after the launch, our mentorship program recommends a 30-day core run, which helps you develop your habits, your daily habits, and also to get you to the point where you're what we call HTP, honoring the partnership, right? So these are the foundations. For first you get launched, and the 30-day core run is the foundation of you getting your business started. So we really always like to hear from folks that are in this, that are starting it or have done it. So we just want to huddle on that and get some experiences in the process about launching and 30-day core runs. So I'll open up the floor. Somebody going up? I saw some in Georgia.
No.
Oh.
I know there's quite a few people that just finished the 30-day core run.
Jonathan,
Roderick, Sile.
Yeah.
Come on, don't all you go at one time.
No, but so for the 30-day core run that I was doing with Sile, so I know from my experience, because this is my second one. It was my first one since we've been doing the process. I did another one with Kenneth, and doing a 30-day core run again, I realized that even though before when I did with Kenneth, there were some red flags I didn't address on myself that I addressed this time around. So and Sile helped me a lot with figuring out best ways to read, to listen, and to keep that daily habit going. And one of the things I know for both of us is that we that to keep each other accountable. So so for instance, when Sile was gone back home, I was still reading and listening, and I didn't get her messages as often as as we usually do on a daily basis. And so I was like, oh well, I can't just not send messages because she can't. I got to keep sending my messages so that so I keep up my own accountability. So having that is not a crutch, but it's having that accountability partner is not supposed to be a crutch. It's supposed to empower you, and not, well, what's the word? It's supposed to empower you to be accountable for not only for yourself, but also to help others be accountable for themselves as well. So, and doing a 30-day core run and then going to the 90-day core run, which I'm starting, which I starting soon. It's that precursor in a sense. And so for anybody who hasn't done it yet, it's a different, it's a different, it's to help you get out of your habits that you recently had and to get you into a business mindset habit to where you're reading every day, listening, being accountable for your actions, basically. So when you have your team, you can easily do it with them because you're already in that habit, and you can see that they may have the same problems that you had, so you can easily help them with what you went through and that they're currently going through. So yeah, so that's pretty much for me. If anybody else wants to talk.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are we taking it out to Tallahassee?
Yes. Yes. I also would like to add to what Jonathan already spoke about with the 30-day core run. I'm actually in the process. I'm not done yet. I did it previously before I processed, and I'm redoing it now. And I really like the new template that Ken put together with the new 30-day core run, because at the end of it, the candidate who you're doing it with, or even yourself, you're actually learning the process during that as well. Learning how to, because you're listening to the MG1, MG2 audios, and as you go through, you're studying these audios and also learning how to drop the message. So I really love the process and the direction we're going with doing a 30-day core run, because when you're done, like, you'll be highly weaponized. And you'll be really good when you go out into the field, because there's no stopping you once you know your stuff. And of course, when you're applying it, is another thing too. Because during that 30-day core run, you're still going, doing 1 to 3 conversations, and even going out dropping a message when your story is together. Because within that first week, you should already have your story done from listening to the audios. That's another part of the 30-day core run that was pretty much implemented, and it's really, really great. So I would say if you follow that to the T, when you're done with that 30-day core run, man, you like I said, you'll be highly dangerous in the business, and you should be making things happen for sure. Moving very fast into the leadership role. So yeah, that's it.
The only correction I would make is that it wasn't me. I got that from Sanjeev. Hi. Yeah, that format. It's not me. Okay. So.
Makes sense. Yeah, really excited to have finished the core run. I mean, my plans know, yes, I have to get my crap together, because it was just figuring itself out. Exactly what Jonathan was talking about is spot on. We were talking because me and him like to sleep. I know everybody likes to sleep, but me and him, we like to sleep, So when 10:30 reach, there's no coming back. There's no return, So unless I'm in motion. So I had to realize that, and Shauna Sahai actually talked about it on one of our recent streams as well, where she said that you now have to realize that yes, you can let your subconscious read for you, right? But she said she noticed it that you realize that you're not putting things into action because your conscious mind doesn't know what you read, right? So she talked about moving and putting reading in part of her time when she's fully awake and fully up on every single thing. So what I had to personally realize, and me and Jonathan talked about it, is to put it within our work schedule. Because God knows miss work appointments, right? And I noticed Jonathan was able to do it before work. He always would do it at 8 o'clock in the morning, which was excellent. And I realized for me what my sweet spot was, like right after, just before I go to my first appointment in my business meetings, which was my first appointment usually start at 6:30. But the good news is there is a window of time for me to actually have 30 minutes in there that I can do my core run responsibilities. So I needed to make sure I hit that. And the other thing too is, so you have to know yourself, know what keeps you accountable to your own stuff, right? So put yourself in a position to win. So for me, eating is important. Yes. Very much so. So I would get very hungry at times, and usually before the core run stuff, I used to go and eat before my first set of meetings, like dinner, right? And I have to realize, no, silly, you need to eat lunch later so that you're not that hungry, so you get a chance to actually do your core responsibilities and stuff like that. So it was a struggle for real, but I had to realize, I mean, I'm going to talk about it all the time, because that you can't give up, you know? You can't give up. You can't give up. So don't give up on yourself. And it's okay to fall short of the glory of God. We are all human. That's what the entire thing is all about, is to figure you out, figure out what works for you, not what works for your clients, may work for you. And don't put any, don't let it make you feel guilty, X, Y, Z, or whatever, because the point of the core run is to learn enough material to then, just as Roderick said, is to be, what did you say?
The process?
Yes, you talked about being a militant, very lethal, dangerous, being very dangerous, because once you know, fully weaponized, you're right, you said that, fully weaponized, it allows you to be fully weaponized, and that's what I realized, because that book Kenneth had advised me to read in the beginning of my business, No Excuses by Brian Tracy, together with the compound effect that I reread during my 30-day course, helped me become more weaponized and helped me understand and put habits in place properly, you know? So definitely, I recommend it for all the new folks. I know it can be sometimes, shoot, I don't know if I could finish. Sometimes it can be a lot, right? But give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance, and don't worry about falling short of the glory of God. Just as Jonathan said, we get better every single time we go back at it again. You know, drip by drip fills the bucket, and drip by drip forms holes in concrete. But rain doesn't, right? So you can't just be like shing and try to get it done. Working persistent and consistent really does the trick, you know? So yeah, looking forward to starting my 90-day core with all the other champs like Rodney and then Jonathan and everybody else. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. So what I heard so far is you're figuring out yourself, right? Don't beat yourself up. This is really a process of setting yourself up to move on in the business and just to develop the habits. And even Sanjeev had mentioned on that stream that Sile mentioned, that Shauna was also on, about not getting off the 30-day core run. It should continue, even when you do the 90-day core run, it should continue. So it's to develop those habits, to continually do those habits, not to just get through it. Or Sean had mentioned just reading to impress your upline or streaming to impress your upline. It's about growing you. So once you get that part down, then you should be good to go. So I'm gonna let Carol take it away.
Awesome. Hello. Okay, so I just wanted to say the 30-day core run, the habits that it puts you in, it's like how you wake up in the morning to brush your teeth. You know you got to do that. So you know you have to do your 30-day core run. That's the way it's got me going. Like if I miss it at 12 o'clock, I try and do it before 12 to stay on schedule so I can, you know, go out and meet some new candidates. But sometimes when I miss it at 12, I just know that I have to get it done before midnight. You know what I mean? So it just puts you in a state of mind where you have to stay on course. Like if you get on course, you don't feel bad about yourself, but you know you need to do it. So that's what I was gonna say. It just keeps you ahead of the game. That's what I'm trying to say. And it keeps you organized and ready to, you know, keep everything together. I wanted to reach out something. This is how I know on track. I'm still doing a 30-day core run with Kenan, and I sent out a message to him from a quote from the Business of the 21st Century, Robert Kiyosaki, page 107. Yes, that's how I recorded. And it says, you wrote. Right. It says it all comes down to action. You can plan all you want, study all you want, learn all you want, but the only people who win in network marketing are people who take action today, tomorrow, and every day. Yeah. So just keep that in your mind. That's what I do. I keep that in my mind. You have to do this every day. Just like your job. When they tell you to do something every day, same thing. You want to build this business, you do it every day. No matter what it is, you have to do it. That's all I want to say.
Awesome. And then one other thing, and this is strictly transactional, strictly procedural, strictly structure, strictly framework. Okay? I'm being very frank about it. You cannot go into another partnership with 70% of your launch complete, so you're not on ditto yet. and you know, and you did like 25 days or 30-day core run, and then you get into the another partnership and you've done it only partially. So each one of those 3 steps, launch, 30-day core run, and another partnership, you've done 70-80% of it, and then you expect to go into phase C, you know, into the 90-day core run with things not finished as yet, because then you're not doing the process. And that's just transactional. I'm not talking the mindset or relational. I'm just talking strictly like a software engineer. Okay. Before you go into the another partnership, you should have all of launch finished. You know, figure out how to get your ditto going. Okay, and you know, and figure out how to get on the tools. You know, in the 30-day core run, that you should be figuring that out. And I remember Shauna saying that.
Hey, Rod, I just want to add one more thing real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, one thing also that I noticed, I know for myself, before I started, like reading and listening, like reading, I didn't really like to read in college. Like most of us, I didn't like to read like self-help books or anything like that. I read like fictional, non-fictional novels, stuff like that. But what the 30-day core run helped me was to realize that the reading, the listening, going to talk to people wasn't a chore, in a sense. So what I mean by that is, when I first started the mine with Kenneth, you know, I was like, oh, I gotta read, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know, I had, you know, it's that I had the wrong attitude going into it. And then as I slowly got through it, my attitude started to change because the things I read started to change my mindset as well. So the second time around when I did it, my attitude was, okay, I got to read. Okay, I fell asleep. Okay, what can I do to change that to make sure I don't fall asleep when I'm reading, or I don't fall asleep when I'm listening to it, or whatever. So, you know, my attitude changed the second time to where I wanted to adapt towards my pitfalls so that I can stay accountable with what I did, or for my 30-day core run. So like Celia was saying, like we always talked about how we could adapt our, you know, our sleeping habits, pitfalls. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to add, is that it's not, you know, the 30-day core run helps you to realize, change your attitude to realize that it's not a chore. It's something that you building yourself up to where you can be a better leader, better person, in whatever you do. So yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Anybody else? Continuing on, I actually posted that stream because we kept quoting it. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend listening to our upline, Sanjeev and Shauna, the Process Basics Seminar, BWW 2143. Listen to it over and over again. It's awesome. And it connects to what we're talking about in this huddle. So Sanjeev and Shauna went over everything we need to know about the process. So anybody else, any other experiences about launching and 30-day core runs?
Oh, I would add one thing. For me, I realized reading aloud really worked for me. It allowed me to not skim over, and it allowed me to actually pay more attention to the words that I was reading. And a lot of the books that we're reading right now have action steps with it. So what I would do, I would actually not count my reading time as the action steps too, right? So like for instance, Brian Tracy, his book talks about the goals, to write them down and putting together a plan to get that done, right? So I wouldn't say, all right, I'm doing that, so that's a part of me reading. So that's one thing I had to like, no, see, they put that aside, definitely do it. So I did it there on spot. I didn't say I'll do it later. I did it there on spot, but I didn't count it as my reading time. Because just as you said, Rodney, it's about improving yourself, you know what I mean? Not just doing it to finish. And that's what, just as Jonathan saying, it is trying to make a personal correction to self and not just doing it to check a box like Shauna would say, right? So I was like, wow, and it really changes your life when you do it that way. However, yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. All right. Thank you for that, C-Lay. That's a very good tip there, and I'm actually going to start doing that because I read in my head all the time, so I need to speak it so that it can come out and then I can hear it and it goes back in. So really, really good stuff there. So I'm going to move on to the next part of Pace. We just want to actually announce any new folks, any first-time Pace attendees that are in the building. Any
Awesome. You have one here in Tallahassee?
Tallahassee, awesome. Awesome. So state your name, who invited you or who launched you, and what you're excited about.
All right. My name is Oluwaseyi Akinrede, and I'm from Nigeria. And I was invited by Roderick McKenzie.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What are you excited about?
I'm excited about, I've learned a lot of stuff, like Roderick just said, I don't really like reading. I read to get the result, but these days I found out that I can read to improve myself, and then that's been good. That's been really great.
All right.
Welcome, welcome. Any other first-time Pace attendees? Good. Okay.
Is Roderick there or Aaron?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, there's somebody who launched new. Could you talk about Aaron's two people?
I guess Aaron was here to talk about that. I was so busy on going wide and things. I didn't get too much details.
Right. So Aaron, Aaron has been working the business hard just like everybody else, and he has Marquis Richards, who got launched on December the 3rd. Okay, so he's a new addition to the team. And then he has another gentleman who got the offer call from Camta. His name is Kelvin. Right, Kelvin something. and he's getting started early January.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Awesome. Tallahassee making it happen.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so if we don't have any other new folks, any other places? Okay. So Roderick, I'm gonna take it back to you for the function promo video. What we have upcoming in January is actually a major quarterly function that we attend for our mentorship, where we get to actually see and hear from and learn from the folks that are already successful, and they're going to be teaching us how to also, change our habits and get a business mindset so that we can build an asset for ourselves and be debt free, and whatever your dreams and your goals are, this is where you want to be. They actually used to call it Dream Night. It's a winter conference coming up, so at the beginning of the year you get to set your goals, set your dreams, and get some personal coaching and mentorship from our uplines, because everybody's going to be there, the whole team, so make it happen. So I don't want to over promote it. I'm just going to let the video talk. So Roger, take it away.
Rodney, I'm having some technical difficulties on my end. Would you mind pulling it up and sharing the screen on your side?
Let me find it. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, thank you.
You guys wanna bring up Camta and Naja, and then we do the video while you're finding it?
Sounds good. Let's do that.
I have it up.
Oh, great.
All right, excuse me. I forget you got new phone and thing.
You got a new computer there.
And he's not going to work, he's talking about snow.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm about to share my screen. Let's see, share screen right here. Okay, good. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, should be black. So here we go.
Get ready to learn the best are coming up. I don't care what you ready to rock and roll. Time to go. I don't care who you are, but it's time to go. It's gonna be awesome. I don't care what you do, but it's time to go. It's time to go. I don't care who you are, but it's time to go. It's time to go. Get ready, get your mind going. Oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah. I can't wait. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yep. Let me get my video back on. Okay, great. So, yep, you definitely want to find out how you can be in attendance. I'm super excited, super pumped to go to Washington, D.C.'s winter conference. I believe the dates are January 13th and 14th. Am I correct?
19th, 20th.
19th and 20th. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. 19th and 20th, January. Get your ticket, find out how you can get your ticket, get your hotel rooms, get your transportation together. Because trust me, if it's one thing you want to do, you want to attend one of those functions. Absolutely. Because my first one was life changing, right? And it's always better the next time. So I've been to a function before and I'm still excited to go again. So there must be something good going on there, right? So good stuff. So that was our function promo. That's what we have coming up. So we're done with Pace. But before we wrap up, we want to have our uplines, coaches and mentors come up and wrap up this evening session. So I want everybody to get up and help me welcome our mentors, Kamta and Nadia Persad.
Awesome. We are excited. It's been an incredible pace as usual. What I love about the pace is the 30-day core run. The people who have finished their 30-day core run, and you can see from the way they speak and their confidence that it has actually worked, right? And I love, everybody had talked about Shauna, what she said. And basically what you do is you just continue. You know, you don't want to get off the 30-day core run. You just want to keep continuing. The whole idea about the 30-day core run is to develop that habit, you know, the habit of not getting off and just keep doing what you need to do. Okay. I just have a few things that I wanted to cover. I know it's coming towards the end of the year. For us, this is the last Pace in our home, but I know that because next week, Kamta and I are not in town. I just wanted to, a couple of things, quick one is one that, you know, as it gets towards the end of the year, we do a lot of self-reflection. We do, you know, what things that are, you know, or what are we going to change in the new year, or all these different things. You know, most people on the outside have resolutions and things that they want to, you know, accomplish that year. But I want you, and I know we're doing this personally, I am, you know, sitting down and basically self-reflect on the things that I want to be able to accomplish, and self-reflecting on the things that I didn't do, you know, and how could I have, you know, do it better, or get the results that we're looking for. And so that's one of the things that I personally, listening to Sanjeev and Shauna. I mean, we have watched Sanjeev and Shauna for years and years and years in building this business, and you can see that they're on the hunt. You know, you can see from their personal growth, the way they're speaking, the things that, like I said, I've been around Shauna. It seems like my whole life, you know. So I've seen that personally, the growth in Sanjeev and Shauna. And I realized that if you want to move on at all in this business or even in life, period, that's where it starts. It starts with that self-growth and starting to develop yourself. And I love what Sanjeev talked about is having that belief, you know. And Shauna even said it, you know, she says you have 60,000 thoughts per minute or per second in your brain that's going on. And she says if you out of that time you can't convince yourself that, you know, you can sponsor somebody or build this business, then how do you expect to convince other people outside? And that's very powerful, guys. If you understand what she was talking about, it sounds very simple, but it's actually very powerful, because the person that you have to convince and have to keep convincing every day is yourself. You know, you don't have to worry. Once you know what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing, then you don't have to worry about it. When you go out there and speak to people, your confidence, everything that you are will radiate. It will come right out. You know, every word that you speak will mean something, you know, and then you don't have to worry. The results, what comes out of it, what comes out of a conversation or any of that stuff has absolutely nothing. It's irrelevant, really, what happens from there on. But understand that you have to work on yourself every single day. And the 30-day core, that's why I said, you know, I started out by saying I'm really proud of the people who all just finished the 30-day core run, because that is the foundational thing. That's just the basic of getting yourself thinking from or coming from the mentality of a employee as opposed to transitioning into an entrepreneur. And understand that it's not about the action, it's about the way they think, you know. And that's where it all starts. It starts in your thinking. And I love, again, you know, Sanjeev talked about the, you know, what to say when you talk to yourself. And I know Tobias beautifully said it. And in that book, it did talk about, as Sanjeev was talking about it, it just reminds you of reading that book. And it basically talked about some of the, you know, when a baby is born, you know, basically you don't say, oh, that's a broke baby, or that's a doctor baby that's coming out, or whatever. There's no label to it, right? It's complete. It's a blank slate, you know, and he referred as a computer hardware. And it's what you program inside of your brain, what you telling yourself every single minute of the day. And you know, that's what programs you. That's your programming, and what comes out of it is the result, right? And so understand that, you know, you go through every single day. Again, the person of convincing is you. You make sure that you're doing those self-talk. You make sure that you're speaking great to yourself, because you have to buy into that. You first have to buy into that. So again, I am just excited for the new year. If you guys have listened to Trevor Baker, I couldn't sleep, you know, listening to what he was talking about. And you know, and you know, it's so funny, because I always believe that God gives you exactly what you need to hear at the time that you need to. You know, we got that streaming, that little thing from Sanjeev yesterday, and this morning, every Sunday morning, I listened to Joel Osteen, you know, and he talked about it, that God will put people in your life to stretch you, you know, to stretch your thinking, and he says, don't fight it, you know. And he talked about the association. If an association is not getting you further ahead, if all of the people that you are around think exactly the same way that you do, are you being challenged? Are you growing? Are you stretching yourself? And chances are that that's most of the association that's out there. You know, if you're the biggest guy in your group, you know, meaning you have it all. I mean, just think about it, right? What are you stretching yourself to the next level? Are you growing? Are you developing yourself as a human being? And he said, you know, he talked about when, you know, sat into a meeting where this guy was talking about investing this $80 million into broadcasting, and he said he sat there and he's thinking, $80 million? Are you kidding me? Here I'm talking about 100,000, and he says, but and something wanted me to say, wow, you guys are talking big, and he says, God just told me, zip it, Joel, just zip it, don't say anything. And he goes, and I sat there and I listened to the whole thing and I didn't say a word. He goes, and then a few years later, they had to buy the compact center that they're in right now, and it was $100 and somewhat million. He said, had I not been programmed, had I not been stretched to think like that, I would have been, you're crazy, forget it, we could never buy this building. Does that make sense, right? It makes a lot of sense, because when that's why these conferences, everything, all our association, it stretches you to never to think the same way you used to, right? It just gets you to that next level of thinking. So understand all of these core runs, everything that you're doing is preparing you for your next level. Is to prepare you for that next level of leadership, of that next level of business, of growth, personal growth, self-growth, whatever you want to call it. So understand everything. And he says, God will not put people in your path or in your circle that will not get you to that level. He wouldn't put you there just to torture you, right? So being in this business, relating it back to this business, being in this environment, being, just guys, never take it for granted, because you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. And I hope you understand that. And just act upon it this year. Just run with this thing. I know a lot of people have a lot of launches that are coming come January. But you know what? Just take this thing 20 wide, as Trevor Baker said. He said, your ruby pin is your next pin. And isn't that awesome? When you think of it that way, when you're thinking of building your business, that your ruby pin is your next pin, it doesn't matter if you're a double diamond or triple diamond or whatever, because you always have that ruby side volume. So think like that, guys. Stretch your mind to think that this coming year, I'm not onesies, twosies anymore. I'm not satisfied with 6 legs. I'm not satisfied with, just stretch yourself and just, keep going, and keep sponsoring those people, developing yourself, developing your leadership skills and quality, and watch what happens this coming year. I'm very optimistic. My prayers for you guys is that you move on this year and really experience some of the benefits and the greatness that this business has to offer. Here's my awesome husband.
Wow. Equal business partners here. We split the money right down the middle. She takes 97% and give me 3%. Yeah. No, awesome deal. Yeah, before now, after a speech like that, I'm standing up there like, man, that's awesome. Right? I mean, but like Nadia said, it's come to the end of the year here, so most of us are not where we want to be in business, but that's not everything in life. I'm telling you, this year, at this point in the time now in this year, I am so happy about where our family are. My children, my wife, and myself, in other areas of our life. We have been growing ourselves. We are so excited, like Nadia said, she's very optimistic for next year. There's a reason behind that, because now Navina, Divya, myself, and Nadia have been growing ourselves. So we're actually launching our business come January, listening to Trevor Baker. But this is something that Bill Rich used to always talk. He always speak about the ruby pin. Go ruby, and that's the foundation for diamond and everything else. But now it's it's ruby 2.0 now. They're talking 20 legs. And at each time you must have 7,500 points outside of any leg that is breaking. So you're always founders of something, founders ruby. And so that's our goal here. So that should be the goal of everyone. Has everyone heard the little video we sent out?
Yeah, it's on Achievers.
It's on Achievers. Everybody should go listen to it. He also speaks about the structure and so of a business. It's like saying a platinum cannot break a platinum, right? Because you don't have that foundation there. If a platinum breaks a platinum, it's just a platinum with some side value, right? Same thing with ruby and all that. So rubies can break platinum, because they have 20 legs wide. You can break platinum. So if you really want to go in this business, go wide, go kind of wide. But at the same time, going wide, you cannot forget the people that you sponsor down the line. Okay? You gotta manage your time, man, because that's where your business. You can go wide as possible. If you don't have no debt, you don't have anything either. Right? So you gotta build debt, you gotta keep focus, you gotta manage your time where you can build your business with a balance, you know. I am so happy listening to everyone that has finished the 30-day core run. I mean, it's tremendous growth personally. Listening to Jonathan, you know, when he said that, you know, he reads this thing and then he has seen some red flags that he didn't see before, and now he have adjusted and make changes. I like that he said that how Celie and himself, you know, how they manage the time and when they can talk and how they can change things also. I like what Celia said because it's one of my favorites ever since I was in school. I love to read loud. You know, for me, reading loud, it goes back into my ear and I hear it again. And not only that, by speaking it, it actually, whenever you go to speak something, it comes out of your mouth the way you want it to, you know. And if you just read it, it's just going through your brain. So speaking loud is a good thing. In fact, I've told my kids them, I teach them that all the time, how to read loud, you know. I love, you know, Miss Carol. I mean, you can see the growth of Miss Carol. Miss Carol was always a woman of faith and strength, right? But now listening to her speak, finishing up her 30-day core run, you can see that personal growth in her, that confidence, that belief now more than just faith alone, you know. And I can't wait to see the results of the 90-day core run, you know. And everybody I know is excited, looking forward to all the growth coming next year. The goals that you're going to be setting must not just be business goals alone, self-improvement. You must do something with some financial goals, where you want to be in a couple of months, you know. Also some spiritual goals, because our life is encompassed all of these little things, you know. We cannot be, I think Sanjeev said about it. Yeah, Sanjeev was talking about it. Sanjeev, he said you're rich, but you're in the hospital, your legs, one leg here, you one arm here. So you must take care of your health also, you know. Najan, again, you know, we have already said those things that we're going to be doing, taking care of our health. You know, you cannot be rich and sick and not enjoy that, you know. Financial goals, you know. These things, these goals, we don't have to like, okay, yeah, no, we are gonna go Ruby now, right? But they don't, right? Everybody is at the goal. But how about setting some small goals that would add up to the Ruby? Like, okay, you know, this month I'm gonna get one sponsor. Right? Yeah, don't worry. Yes, we know we're going 20 wide, but if we start, we gotta start with sponsoring one or two or whatever. You understand? Because sometimes we just focus on we going diamond or emerald or whatever. But yeah, you know, we need to start doing something here at you know, with like the 100 PV, or like Kenneth said earlier, you know, how are you honoring that partnership if you're not doing your PV? You know, how are you honoring a partnership if you're not talking to your upline or something like that? You know, so all of these little things, you know, right? Set some smaller goals, which will add up to your bigger goals. Okay. Looking forward to the new year. Right? I know that the business, you have to step back a little, right? In this last month here or so, with all the holidays and things, people are very happy and excited. Strangers are just laughing and smiling with each other. And so get out there, get a lot of numbers. So when come January, you hit the road running. The process, you know, is it takes a couple of weeks to get people on. So by the time the end of January, I'm looking forward to getting a lot of launches from all the people who have done the 30-day core run, or people, right? I can show you an example. Yes, you can learn everything. You can have, like Kenneth say, all the tools. Yeah, it's good, but if you don't use it, there's no use for you. You can read everything, you can speak everything, but action, right? If you're not putting in the action, none of those things are good either, right? And I'll give you an example. A man of action is Aaron. You know, yes, he's sponsoring people, right? He got 2 launches this month. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Yeah, he may not be doing everything up to standard right now, but he's coming up there because he's doing the 30-day core run also. But right now he's just putting in the action. Right. And things are happening. So you know, We don't have to be perfect. Get out there, put in the action, make things happen. Very proud of you all. It was a good year, but next year, let's make it a better year. Right?
And you're going down Tuesday?
I'm supposed to go down there Tuesday, but again, if let me ask you, if by Monday you know for sure you don't have any guests, don't make no sense for me to come down, right?
Oh, we got plenty. We got plenty guests for you. You better come down.
Yeah, you do have plenty guests for me, but I'm fine. Right?
You better.
Project.
You take care of them?
How many guests you gonna have?
3 confirmed already.
I have 2 confirmed.
Who else?
Aaron also has got confirmed too.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. So I'm looking forward for your 3 at least, minimum there, and then Aaron and everybody else. Now for each one that doesn't come there, I'm charging you $100. All right? Just kidding. I'm just excited to come out there and end off the year with you guys, you know? All right. Back to the host. Yeah. Ken gotta do his scheduling.
Yep.
Schedule for January and February.
Yep. So that's the end of Pase. So we're gonna get into the now.
Rod, can you share the screen for the schedule?
Yeah.
I'm already starting to put people in there.
Okay.
You wanna get on it?
Yep. Give me a minute.
Have some cupcakes. You don't need cupcakes?
Just January and February.
Um.
Now, if you wanna get on it, it's just.
You wanna get us? You know your time? Yeah. A lot of times she can be on, but
okay, and then she can't make it because she and on the plane you can't do no Google.
If she will be on it, then do something that either myself or Nancy can step in and do it for her, you know? Book, streaming, whatever she want, put it.
Tobias, you see your name up there? Come on, see your name.
And people should be able to see this, go online and see this thing, right? Like Crystal had said she wasn't sure that she was doing stuff.
Yep.
Yes, everybody should have access to it.
Or we should remind them 2 days before.
No, this is not.
Yeah.
You're gonna be doing the audio picture thing. All right. We gotta get you guys. This thing about anybody. You know, this thing about I'm not tech savvy or whatever. That doesn't fly here. Yeah, you see the mindset?
Absolutely, because you don't get to have a team.
Right.
Okay.
I learned.
And I'm trying to put the new people in here.
You want a sheet? You want the sheet, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go January the 6th. Who wants to host?
I can hold.
Can you
hear me?
No, I cannot hear you.
Well, I was saying I can host.
Okay, we have you for the 13th. Crystal. Product picture, we start with neutralite.
Hi. Say hi, Emily. Hi.
And see.
Brandon said he can do the streaming for that day. I'm getting busy.
Hi, Emily.
I'm getting busy.
Tallahassee.
Where's Brandon?
Tallahassee.
Yes, sir.
We're not hearing from Tallahassee. New people. Jarvis here?
Yes, dear.
Jarvis, the 6th of January, you want to do book?
Yeah, I can.
Jarvis? Or the 13th?
January 13th.
The weekend, don't forget.
I think that's
13th.
Yummy. It's like a lie.
Yes, I can do the book on.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
January 13th.
them too. Can I get one?
Okay, you're doing the 6th or the 13th?
13.
I put in Travis. Oh, you said the 13th, sorry. Who wants to do book? Tallahassee, who wants to do book on the 6th?
Gene.
Gene!
All right.
Yes, sir. Gene. I'm gonna put Emery down.
I had water in my mouth.
Everybody okay with these assignments?
Yes.
Quickly on you.
Who wants to host? Let's fill out the hosting. We want to make anybody else in is Julia Rose there?
No.
Oh shoot, we forgot to tell everybody Julia Rose graduated today with her in accounting. So her whole family's here in town and they're leaving tonight, so she's of course doing the family thing right now. So that's why she's not here, I would imagine. So
Awesome. Wow.
She graduated.
Oh, okay.
I can be the host for the 3rd of February.
Who that? Roderick?
Yeah, or the 27th of January, either one. Yeah. I can host.
I can do the 17th.
I want to start putting newer people in for hosting.
All right.
So I might take a name out.
All right.
Right here, I'm gonna put Crystal here for hosting. I want more Tallahassee people too, but I'm gonna take out Crystal here so we can put Marcus.
Okay.
Marquis, what did I say? I was just testing to make sure everybody listening. And we'll take Roderick out of here, if you don't mind, Roderick. We're putting in the new people. We need more Tallahassee people here, though.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm gonna put Crystal here.
Maybe Gene, you could check out hosting.
Gene,
First.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. When is the schedule for?
Actually, it's
Alright, okay for February, I guess.
Yeah.
And put Gene here again. And then maybe Jarvis, man. We need Jarvis to host.
Yeah. Come on, Jarvis, host, please.
You heard that? You got the request? He said yes. Who else we missing? I mean, we can change it up. I know Patricia and Sola and those people too. Right. And Virginia and everybody. Right. At least we have something in place for now.
Yeah. You can always add and take out. You know, we got.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. Hey, just a quick announcement, Kenneth. Today's Patricia's birthday, so everyone over there, feel free to reach out.
Is Patricia there?
No, she's not here, but just letting you know, letting y'all know.
Okay.
Well, since a lot of people bought it, I think it's Chris, no, it's Chris bought it, Cristiano or Cristiano.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shano.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we just have a couple more. Host and streaming on the February the 24th. Of course, we don't know exactly when the BBS is. So as time goes, we'll shift it around and we find out. That's just an estimate.
Okay.
Just a few more and let's go.
You said hosted?
Yeah, hosting.
Put Divya.
Oh, up here, yes, that's right. I got you. Makes sense. Okay.
anything.
Yeah, I got you.
Good. Mr. Caleb.
I'm going to take this one here. One last place.
What?
Streaming. New person. Streaming on the 24th of February.
I can call the word. Oh, Mr. Caleb. Mr. Caleb.
Or Emery, I put Emery. I'll just put Brandon.
Okay.
Does anybody not have the link to this file?
Yes. He doesn't have it. Doesn't have access.
Jane doesn't have it.
All right, I'm going to put it on the Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on the Facebook page. The Facebook page is the repository of all of our information for all the groups. So you should take a look at the Facebook group as regularly as you can.
This is your buddy.
So just in case they need to edit their names.
Pardon?
We have access.
Who doesn't have access?
Gene. Okay, I think we do it now.
Who doesn't have access, please? Only Gene?
Yeah, I think Roger is doing it now. Don't worry about it. Gene is doing it, and Roger is doing it now. Don't worry, thank you. I think it's editing on. We have added edit access. Check the rest of us.
I think that's it.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit more than you. The rest of us. I know I can edit it now, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I could. Okay.
Where's the only document? Are you logged in as yourself, Roger?
No, this is P that. Just P that. See the P right here.
Who wants that document, Ram? Kenneth, is it you?
Oh, sorry.
Then link to people.
Yeah, you might add in Gene with edit access. Because
Roger has edit access. I will add him.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got this.
But a link, yeah. That's what I sent you,
But
yeah.
that is only view access. You need to put yourself there.
Can you put anything in there? No, right? Try it. Okay. Yeah, type in the box.
6,200.
But the fitter you are,
The lower it is. Yeah.
right? So I'm up on the, I'm high up on the building.
Yeah, most of the top.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Anything else?
That is it.
Awesome. You guys are champions.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Now?
Tell your brother we have his cupcake. Bye, Rodney. Bye, Jonathan.
Bye, Bobby.
That's a.
Yeah, bye, Rodney.
I wrote a nice little program.
Hey, Pastor, now, Mommy.